Are you someone who is recovering from narcissistic abuse, or you've already recovered, or you have a history of getting involved with narcissistic people? My name is Kalia, and I've been there more than once. I had a history of attracting narcissistic people into my life. You could say I was a narcissism magnet, and that is not fun. Trauma recovery is one of the most difficult things I had to go through. And not only did I go through this myself, but I've spent the past 2 decades helping others to go through it. Trauma recovery is much more and goes much deeper than just getting over or getting beyond a narcissist in your life. It's really about getting beyond your own patterns. We get stuck in trauma loops, and those loops are like magnets that suck in people who will re traumatize us over and over again. But once we break the pattern, and I mean really break the pattern, we change our reality. How do we break the pattern? Well, first, you have to be aware that you have it. You have to look at your entire life history and identify where the narcissism was in your history and how those patterns were ingrained in your consciousness in the first place. The second step is fierce self love, because here's the deal. Narcissistic people are hell bent on making you feel worthless. And when their behavior results in your feeling worthless, they have your power. They've taken your power from you. If they can make you feel worthless, then they have the control. They can dominate and manipulate you by pulling your puppet strings. And part of the trauma loop, the pattern, is to try and get the person who's making you feel worthless to validate your worth and value. How is that going to work? It won't. You have to develop a mindset that says, I will no longer give the power to anyone outside of myself to make me feel worthless. I also won't give anyone outside of myself the power to make me feel like I'm the most amazing person on earth. Because if I buy into the external validation, even if it's really positive, that very person who made me feel so good about myself now has the power to make me feel really bad about myself. So the power to feel worthy and good about me lies within me. And therein lies the secret to breaking the trauma loop, narcissistic abuse patterns. I have to believe that I'm good enough. I have to believe that I am worthy. And if someone comes into my life to challenge that, it can be a gift. It can be a gift because it gives me the opportunity to learn how to stand in the face of devaluation and say, you are not talking about me. This is not true about me. The more you can stand up for yourself in the face of external devaluation, the stronger you become and the less power the invalidators have in your life. Your goal is to strip them of any power to make you feel good or bad. You recognize that that power lies within you. Learning to love and validate yourself is like building a muscle. It takes time and consistent, steady effort. You have to commit to the path and keep going. You can't give up on yourself. You will find yourself walking away from relationships where people don't treat you right. and you may have to experience some extreme loneliness and isolation when you make the decision to stop allowing toxic dynamics into your life. When you have a pattern of attracting toxic people into your life, you will likely have a whole group of these people in your orbit. So when you start saying no, erecting strong boundaries, and practicing self love, either those people will walk away from you or you will walk away from them. And it doesn't really matter who walks away from who. Let's not make a big deal about that. Just know that the healthier you become, and the more that you set boundaries to take care of yourself, the more that you will naturally start to clear away people from your life who needed you to be the way you always were. The question many people have after they start to break free of these toxic patterns is, what's next? What am I going to do with my life now? And this is where I'm at. This is where I would love to be an inspiration for those of you who are ready to explore what's next. Although this channel began as a resource for those going through narcissistic abuse, and then I had a series of videos on manifestation, I'm returning to this channel because I know so many of you are at this place of having left behind or are leaving behind toxic relationship patterns and are now working on having the best relationship with yourself that is possible. And many of you are women who are over 50, 60, and 70 by now. It's no longer about finding the right man. It's about becoming the right woman. And this is what I've been working on over the years. And I would love to share some of my lifestyle strategies with you. How I live free, stay healthy and fit, and have vitality at the age of 65. I'm not getting any younger, but I am getting better and living my best life. And I'm sure you would love to live your best life too. So I would love it if you would come along on the journey to not only practice self-love daily, but to do the physical work necessary to reach a level of health, fitness, and vitality that will allow you to not only love your life, but have the energy and passion to live it to the fullest at any age. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing and coming along with me on this journey of finding health, fitness, freedom, and vitality in your life. I want to thank you for watching and have a great day.